The fear of redemption. You may wonder why it is so crucial that you look upon your hatred and realize its full extent. You may think that it would be easy enough for the Holy Spirit to show it to you and dispel it without the need for you to raise it to awareness yourself.
Okay, right there. This is where everybody's failing. People just don't want to do this. And if we don't do this, we don't get released no matter how much you know the theory of the Course. No matter how much you believe that we are spiritual beings living in a dream, no matter how much you believe there's a reality past, if you don't do this, you get to live in hell, wondering about that other place, even though it's right here. It's just so sad. It's just, you've got to face your fear. You've got to face the anger. You've got to face the hatred, the attack, and all of the horrible things that are going on in this world. And heal your mind to a higher perspective so you can help heal everybody else. No one wants to be called on their own stuff. They think they can just have this theory, know this theory as a truth, and do nothing to heal their own mind. Like, all the Christians are not doing this either. This is Christ's message. This was Jesus' message. And all those people sitting in church not doing this are not following Jesus' message. They're following the ego god of revenge. And that's why they're out there wanting to kill everybody.
Yes. And you may think that it would be easy enough for the Holy Spirit to show it to you and dispel it without the need for you to raise it to awareness yourself.
And that whole doing conversation that's going on, this is the part that's the doing. You have to raise this to your own consciousness. And if you don't do that, and only you can do that, that's your part. And if you don't know that you need to do that, then people are teaching the wrong message. Because you don't go anywhere unless you do that.
But there's one more complication which you have interposed between yourself and the atonement that you do not realize. We have said that no one will countenance fear if he recognizes it.
Meaning we spend a lot of time not wanting to see the fear that we feel and the anger that we feel. And fear is what he's talking about, is the attack, thoughts are fear. The anger, the hatred is all fear. And people want to pretend it's not there. And that's why they get drunk, they do this, they get sexual, money, everything is so we don't have to do this.
And don't have to deal with it.
And so we're stuck here, attacking each other.
We have said that no one will countenance fear if he recognizes it, but in your disordered state, you are not afraid of fear. You do not like it, but it is not your desire to attack that really frightens you. You're not seriously disturbed by your hostility. You keep it hidden because you are more afraid of what it covers. You could look even upon the ego's darkest cornerstone without fear if you did not believe that without the ego you would find within yourself something you fear even more. You are not afraid of crucifixion. Your real terror is of redemption. Under the ego's dark foundation is the memory of God, and it is of this that you are really afraid. For this memory would instantly restore you to your proper place, and it is this place that you have sought to leave.
Do you understand? This right there is he's confirming that it seemed to imply in some of these near-death experiences that people choose to come here. I mean, we want to leave the light. We come here on purpose to hide from the light. We didn't come here because God made us come here. We came here to hide from the light.
Oh, yeah.
And see, when you know you chose to be here, then whatever you experience here, you know is your responsibility. So if you like it, keep doing it. But if you don't like it, don't start blaming everybody else. Because you put yourself
here.
And you can get yourself out by following directions. I mean, it's not easy, but follow Jesus' directions, you can get out. But don't blame anybody else for your choice to be here. If you want out, choose out. But nobody else did this to you. You have the power of God within you. No one imprisons you but yourself.
You think you have made a world which God would destroy. And by loving him, which you do, you would throw this world away, which you would. Therefore, you have used the world to cover your love, and the deeper you go into the blackness of the ego's foundation, the closer you come to the love that is hidden beneath it. And it is this that frightens you. You can accept insanity because you made it, but you cannot accept love because you did not. You would rather be a slave of the crucifixion than a son of God in the redemption. For your individual death is more valued than your living oneness, and what is given you is not so dear as what you made. Oh, I like that. Your individual death is more valued than your living oneness.
No, that's just true.
That
I
is
mean, it's
so
just,
deep.
this is what, people would really hear what's saying. They'd realize, I obviously don't know anything about what's going on. I better start learning rather than knowing.
Yeah.
I mean, if you pay any attention, you go, that doesn't fit anything I thought. Yeah, it's absolutely true.
Yeah, right, exactly.
After 30 years of studying this course, this is absolutely true.
Yes.
It is just so hard to see in the beginning.
Yep.
So hard to see.
So hard.
You have to be humble enough to follow guidance, do the little instructions, do the little exercises, and pretty soon your mind starts clearing. But not pretty soon. It's just it's a tough, what do you call it? A
tough road, man.
It is.
Just be real here. It is.
It is. It's
So
facing your fear.
Facing your fear is the hardest thing you're going to do in this whole journey.
Yeah.
You are more afraid of God than of the ego, and love cannot enter where it is not welcome.
So you have to want it. You have to use your will. It's not you made the choice to leave heaven, and you need to make the choice to go back. You have instructions. You have Jesus as your guide. But if you think he's just going to come down here and swoop you out of here, or he's going to come here and then kill all the people that are bad, you're just living in a fantasy world created by the ego to imprison and use you for their own benefit. Con men, conning you, stealing from you, using you. I mean, it's teaching you lies.
The reason you must look upon your delusions and not keep them hidden is that they do not rest on their own foundation. In concealment, they appear to do so, and
Meaning
thus they seem...
what he's trying to say is, if you really look at some of the ego thoughts, honestly, you'll see they make no sense. But you don't want to look at them honestly. Because if you looked on it honestly, they make no sense. So that's what he means by concealed. So you just don't look at them. You just leave them there and assume they're true. But because if you looked at them, you'd go, this makes no sense. But we don't look at them.
Right. In concealment, they appear to do so. And
in concealment, hidden, they assume to make sense. And you live from them as if they make total sense. But you've never even looked at what you're thinking and why you do what you do. And in concealment, they make sense. But in the light, they'll make no sense. That's why our job is to bring up all these things we've concealed in our mind that actually we will see they make no sense. But we can't see them because we won't look at them.
Do not hide suffering from his sight, but bring it gladly to him. Lay before his eternal sanity all your hurt, and let him heal you. Do not leave any spot of pain hidden from his light, and search your mind carefully for any thoughts which you may fear to uncover, for he will heal every little thought that you have kept to hurt you, and cleanse of it its littleness, restoring it to the magnitude of God.
Yeah, see, it's really interesting when you do the course and you start learning how to do this, the shift, to really look and stuff. It's amazing how the thought you had, it needs to be tweaked, and then it's released from all of it. It's just, this is how this perceptual thing works. It's just not something you can do yourself. You need the Holy Spirit to tweak it because it looks so real, and then he tweaks it and then it disappears, and it's once it's tweaked, it's like, how did I even think that? It's like disappears. It's just, we have a bunch of this stuff that we were bringing from our family, from society, from past lives. We have a little bag of false thinking. It's just false perceptions about who we are and what things mean that needs to be evaluated in the light of truth so that we can be released from the imprisonment that it causes us, because our faith in it and our power that we give it is the only reality it has. And so we have to withdraw that power that we're giving these ideas.
Beneath all your grandiosity, which you hold so dear, is your real call for help. For you call for love to your Father, as your Father calls to himself. In that place which you have hidden, you will only to unite with the Father in loving remembrance of him. You will find this place of truth as you see it in your brothers. For though they may deceive themselves, like you, they long for the grandeur that is in them. And perceiving it, you will welcome it, and it will be yours. For grandeur is the right of God's Son, and no illusions can satisfy him or save him from what he is. Only his love is real.
See, no illusions can save him from what he is, meaning you're never going to be able to
not be love.
Not be who you really are.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, no matter what you try to do, you cannot kill the Son of God. This is the point of the crucifixion and resurrection. He was just trying to prove to all of us, hey, don't believe anything these fools out here tell you you are eternal and powerful Son of God, and you can solve and figure out everything if you let the Holy Spirit guide you. That's basically what I was saying. Don't listen to all these, yahoos out here telling you a bunch of shit so they can take advantage of you, steal from you, use you, imprison you. You know what I mean? That's all he was saying. Yeah. Don't believe it when they tell you you're nothing.
Yeah, that's right.
Don't believe it when they tell you you're less. Women, don't believe you're less. Everybody, we're all equal and we have equal power, and we got to stop playing this game. Okay, the game is getting old. It's getting old and ugly.
Only his love is real, and he will be content only with his reality. Save him from his illusions, that you may accept the magnitude of your Father in peace and joy. But exempt no one from your love, or you will be hiding a dark place in your mind where the Holy Spirit is not welcome. And you will exempt yourself from his healing power, for by not offering total love, you will not be healed completely.
That's what forgiveness is all about. To notice where you're withholding love, you need to do forgiveness to fix this. He's saying you will be denied the love of God in your not in reality, but you will deny it to yourself. Wherever you deny it to someone else, you're denying it to yourself. So that's why you want to see why you think people don't deserve God's love, because you actually believe you don't deserve God's love for the very same reason. Maybe a different form, but the same reason. So that's why he's saying that right there.
And healing must be as complete as fear, for love cannot enter where there is one spot of fear to mar its welcome. You who prefer specialness to sanity could not obtain it in your right mind. You were at peace until you asked for special favor, and God did not give it, for the request was alien to him.
And all that means is when you ask to be better or more than everybody else, he's like, no, you can't be more than everybody else. You have to be equal because we're one. And you're not going to like being better than, because that separates yourself from everyone else. He said when you ask that, what the point he's saying is God couldn't give you something that was going to hurt you. To be better than everyone else, and when people are striving for that in this world, is to hurt yourself and everyone else, because it denies the truth. This is just not the right goal. That's the selfish ego goal. That's the goal that is going to destroy your sense of peace, because you're trying to separate yourself from everybody else. So you'll never feel comfortable. And that's why all these super, super rich people who think they're super, super special are so frightened that they want to deny everybody else everything.
In peace, he needed nothing and asked for nothing. In war, he demanded everything and found nothing. For how could the gentleness of love respond to his demand except by departing in peace and returning to the Father? If the Son did not wish to remain in peace, he could not remain at all. For a darkened mind cannot live in the light, and it must seek a place of darkness where it can believe.
Because that's what we basically heard from the near-death experiences. We come here to hide from the light. A darkened mind can't live in the light. It comes here. That means we have darkened parts in our mind, or we wouldn't be here. That's where we are. We're in a place of darkness, believing. I mean, can you believe? Isn't that amazing? That is where all of this world is. Everyone here is hiding from the light because they have darkness in their mind. And if you want to get out of this dark place, you got to look at the darkness in your mind, let the Holy Spirit hear you. It's just so simple. But you have to know that we're in a dark world. And that's what I wouldn't believe in the beginning. I could not believe that this world was not. I really believed the idea that this was where we were supposed to be, and this is where the oneness is. It's not here. This is an illusion. The oneness is in the oneness. The oneness is in the that is where our reality is. This is a dream where we're hiding from the light. And we came here on purpose. No one put us here. God did not put us here. If people understood this, they would start working their way out. They think they're supposed to make this world work. And so they're working on this world. You can't work on this world. You have to work on your mind in this world.